Hey Facebook, how are you? This is Candace. Alright, I have been MIA yesterday without Facebook Live, which is actually getting me really. It's hard when you have been doing something consistently and all of a sudden you're not doing anymore. Alright, so I still not feeling 100% of myself, but I think I'm well enough to do a Facebook Live without gross people out for me being sick. So, I want to share with you about something because I know a lot of people have been just really struggling with this because they will actually, if you just hop on, why don't you put in the comment that, if you're watching the replay, also put in the comment that what is number one thing that stops you from doing, implement something that you learn. A lot of people, you learn something new. And I still sound like a man, don't I? Do I sound like a man? Anybody on that listening to me think that I sound like a man? Anyway, so I know a lot of entrepreneurs, we attend a lot of training. We have done a lot of different things, attend a lot of training, doing a lot of reading. But when it comes to time to implement, we always think, okay, I will try, I will do it. I'm gonna just really quickly share with you what do I do with people that I have been working with, which is I have been working myself over the time with these as well, but I'm getting better and better every day, and now I'm helping others. Hold on one second. Hey Kira, can you guys? I don't sound like a man. Okay, good. I don't need to sound like a man because I am really, haven't been really feeling good. So if you are listening to me, be sure to say hi to me. So how do I go from talking about it, say I would do this. Hey Brandy, talking about I would do this to I'm actually, to go from I will do this to I've done it already. Okay. A lot of people, struggling with that because, they watch a training or they read a book or they learn a strategy and they think it's really good, but then they say, okay, I will do this, and go from 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and they still haven't done anything about it. So what do, right? A lot of people stuck in that mode that I will do thing because it's just simply things like. When I was in Austin, Texas, I learned a lot great strategy that could really grow my traffic, my business, and all of that. And I told people who has been in the event, basically I told them like, don't put that notebook away. You gotta start implementing every single little thing every single day, right? So I had a call with one of the person that I have been working with. She has been, procrastinating. I said, I know what I need to do. I'm going to do it. How many of you ever feel like that you know exactly what you need to do? And you keep telling yourself that I'm going to do it. I can't do it now because such and such. I can't do it now because of my kids. I can't do it now because the kids are going back to school, right? How many of you actually have been feeling like that? Drop in a comment. Be honest with yourself. Drop in a comment if you have ever, or if you're going through something like that right now, that you are you are actually thinking about doing something, but you're still procrastinating. And I'm going to show you one thing that I work with. When people work with me, and some of you that I have been working with, it's listening to in this this Facebook Live here. One thing that everyone that I'm working with, I always tell them, okay, what is one thing that you want to work on, right? What is one thing that you want to work on? I know Kieran has been wanting to work on his Twitter account, and he put it on hold for a second, and we got on a call. And after that call, he was so clear, and he start doing it, right? Kieran, I know that you have been putting some things off. Maybe we need to have another call for you, but you have. I am feeling much better. I am. Can you tell I feel much better? I still feel like kind of cloudy, but I am getting better, right? and I'm not gonna let it slow me down. So I'm just gonna do a Facebook Live. By seeing you guys on Facebook Live makes me feel better. By helping other people, I feel better. So this morning I already have 2 phone calls with 2 entrepreneurs, have their goals set up, have this stuff putting it together. But here's the thing: if you're one of those people, right, you're working through this, I will try to do this, I learned this, and I will try to do this. This is what I'm going to ask you guys to do. And I want you guys to really be honest, whether you're watching this replay or you're watching live right now. Drop in comment and put it in there. Put a number 2 in there if you are that person. You're the person that has been just trying to do something and you haven't take action yet. Because this is very important. Number one thing that whenever I'm working with anyone, and those people who I have been working with, they know that I am truly a no-nonsense coach. I don't accept excuses. I truly made you to tell me what is it that you're working on, what is stopping you, and I'm pushing you forward, because it doesn't make sense for hiring me as a coach or to work with me, but you're not taking the action. And a lot of time, because you're not taking the action, I actually will job you. I job client because I know I you know, it's sometimes it's to some people think that I'm not making the right decision by jobbing client because they're not doing things and I'm not making money. But here's my thing: if you are not the person that taking the action, it's actually more burden on me to try and convince you that you need to do something. I'd rather not to do it, right? Thank you for being honest. Those who's on you, if you are still trying to do something but you haven't done it yet, drop a 2 there. Be honest with yourself. Number one thing that you need to do is to be honest with yourself. That's it. Number one thing. That's what, when I have call with my people, number one thing is I ask them, what is it that you're supposed to be doing? Tell me, what is your plan, right? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? Number 2, tell me without BS excuses. Do not give me excuses. Tell me, why are you not doing all of this? We all have life. We all have something. So take those out of equation. Now tell me, what is it that what is stopping you, right? I listened to a TED Talk for a while back, and I'm gonna see if I could actually bring it back because it's been a while. Basically, the talk was a lot of people talking about I work a lot, that's why I can't do what I need to do. So the person was, the speaker basically said, okay, how many hours do you work a week? If you're working part-time, so 20. If you're working full-time, okay, full-time 40 hours, right? 32 to 40 hours. So you still have a lot of hours because there's 24 hours a day, so you still have a lot of hours throughout the week, throughout the day to do whatever you need to do. So you work 40 hours a week, which is you work 8 hours a week, and you work 8 hours a week. That means you sleep. Let's say you sleep 6 to 8 hours a week. That still gives you quite a bit of time. So what do you do with other time that you're not working or sleeping? So you really need to that's it. Get into your own way. So here's what you need to do. When you don't use time or your chore around the house or your obligation, your job as an excuse, because especially for entrepreneur, you chose to be an entrepreneur, then you have to take those, because you got into the business knowing that because you got into the business, your house chores will be gone. Your kids will automatically taking care of themselves. The dinner will actually make for themselves. You know that when you get into it, all of these things that you have been doing, you are still doing it anyway. So why is it that's stopping you, right? So if you make a decision to be an entrepreneur, right, you need to really thinking about how many hours a day do I need to do, do I need to work on my business? And this is the most effective thing. The most effective thing is that really it's whatever project that you're working on, right? Set a goal, right? I always make my clients on my team to set a small goal. I don't need you to set a big goal. We all know that the grand big goal is to have, to be retired from job or to make such a money. I don't need you to give me a big goal, right? Give me a small goal of what is the project that you want to work on. How long does it take you to work on that? So like this morning, I basically just talked to one of the entrepreneurs. I said, okay, so you want to do this, and I know you have been working on certain thing, right? Give me a date. So you always want to set yourself a due date. You want to set yourself a due date on whatever that you're working on. You want to set a due date for yourself that you're gonna finish that day, right? Whatever project that you're working on, before you even start, you need to have a due date. Let's, for example, I had a webinar a while back. I had a webinar before, right? Before I even stopped working on my presentation for my webinar, I have already set a date. I have already set a date on what day I'm gonna be running that webinar. Because by setting a date and put it out there, you will actually more willing to work harder than when you don't have a date. Then you would say, okay, well, I'm gonna work on it, but you don't have a due date. Think back when you're in the college, think back when you're in school, right? When your teacher gave you an essay assignment whatsoever, and that essay, if your teacher is telling you, a lot of time your professor, this is, I was never that type of person. When I was in school, I kind of was like an overachiever. But I know a friend of mine who we went to school together. We have a due date for the project. I will be done a week, 2 weeks before the project's due. But he will wait until the day before or 2 days before the project's due. Then he scramble. Because that's a human nature, because we're thinking, okay, well, the project is not due until, 4 weeks from now, right? So why do I need to work on it, right? But if you set yourself a small goal, well, the project is not due 4 weeks from now. Maybe I could work on it. I could work on part 1 of the project by this day, like by, the end of first week, the part 2, you kind of give yourself a small goal every single day, if set the small goal as small as a week, right? Don't go too big, because when you're going too big, it's so, it's just out there, right? So you need to be really just set a goal, really set small goal. A lot of people are too hung up with big goal, what they want to reach in their business. I focus on, I appreciate setting a big goal, but I think small goal moves you, right? So I told everyone that I've talked to, I told them to give me a day. You say you want to do this, give me a day when you're going to accomplish. So basically, I told this person this morning that give me a day exactly when do you want to accomplish this. Once you've kept that day, now you feel like, okay, I only have 2 weeks to do this. So let me hurry up and get going. As you thinking that you only have limited time of stuff and you start become very, very productive. And guess what? When you become very productive on the project, right? Your mind still being calm. It's like reprogram your mind. So all of a sudden your mind was, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. But all of a sudden now you become productive because you have a due date to meet, right? Now you feel so much better. Now you will be able to do things that you never thought you would actually set your mind to do it. So that is how I'm able to move people from I would do it to I've already done it. Okay, it's basically I ask them, number 1, set a small goal. Set a small goal, right? Yes, set a small goal. Number 2, you got to set a date, and push yourself to do it. Okay, and the last thing is you got to have that accountability. What is it? If it's you have someone that you could work with and to make you accountable for it, or my hand's getting tired holding on the phone. Normally I have a tripod. Or get a partner. You know what? There's no better way to achieve something is to find someone who you could run with, who you could count on, to be partner up, or to be, you know, maybe sometimes you just need a coach. You need someone to help you set a goal. You need someone to help you. A lot of people thinking that I'm going to set a goal, and this is one of the things that I seen a lot is, I'm going to set a goal to make X amount of money or make X amount of sales. Now you're making a goal that's relying on somebody else. I would really like you guys to set a goal that you have a project that you could run with it, instead of, you know, setting a small goal and then next week you have to set another goal. I hope this makes sense, right? So that's all I have for today. I am doing better. Thank you for those who have been reaching out. I hope this makes sense. I hope this video makes sense to you guys. If you have any question on, you know, setting up a goal, or, you know, how do you go from one point to the other because you are procrastinating, and let me know. Send me a message. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have for today. All right, guys. I will probably see you guys later today or talk to you tomorrow. Bye.